Well, I was going to ask you if you heard about the big cheerleading competition in Dallas this past weekend.
You know
Did you hear
what?
about that?
You know what? That I saw the story today in my prep, but I'm not familiar with it.
2,300 athletes were there, 2,600 coaches from 39 states and 9 countries. So it was a big cheerleading competition. I mean, really big.
That's your big one.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. The bad news is they may have all been exposed to mumps.
What? The entire bunch?
So they'll take their mumps virus back to 39 states,
Oh, my
9
God.
countries, on 2,300 athletes and 2,600 coaches.
How did they get exposed to the mumps?
Rick, they're not sure, but they all received a letter saying that they may have been exposed while they were at the competition, but they didn't give a lot of details of how or why that came about. So you go to Dallas, you have a great weekend, you have your competition. You work for this your whole life. You get back home, somebody were winners, some people were losers, and you get a letter in the mail that says, "Hey, by the way, you may have been exposed to mumps."
Do you think exposing all of them to the mumps is the only thing that could have just taken the air out of the pep just a little bit?
Because it was
they were peppy.
it was a peppy bunch.
Right up to the mump show.
Right up to the mump show.
Mumps this, mumps
Do you
that.
remember when we were kids being
Mumps
afraid
this,
of the
mumps
mumps?
that.
Remember the legend of the mumps when you were little?
Oh.
I remember when we were little, you'd hear about mumps. I just thought this is the sound of it. Mumps.
What about when they talk about them dropping on you? You ever heard that tragic tale about the mumps dropping?
What do you mean?
They'll keep on going.
What do you
They
mean?
won't just hit you right here.
Yeah. I think I got the mumps.
You know how you get real swollen here?
Yeah.
Well, they can drop.
What?
Yeah, you've heard that.
No, I haven't, Greg. Thanks a lot for putting that on me.
Syrup bucket.
Now, Rick, according to the CDC,
Greg.
I'm just telling you.
mumps was almost eradicated in our country. Very few cases per year considering the population. But in 2010, it made a turn and started climbing back up again.
Dang it.
Most of us have been vaccinated against the mumps when we were a little kid. It says most people got a second MMR dose before the age of 6. But as time goes on, your resistance to the virus wanes. And now and they don't say this, but I can tell you that it's because of a lot of people coming into the country that are not
that's where I was
vaccinated.
going, brother. That's where I was headed.
As a matter of fact, there was there was a story out earlier this year we were looking at that had where some of these diseases that we all had been vaccinated for as kids, you had to have before you went to school. You remember all that, and where the outbreaks were, and it was very close to these holding facilities where people that had come into the country and was going to be deported were being held. And guys, that's just another reason that you have to have control of who's coming in and out of your country. Vaccinations work if everybody is vaccinated, but it only takes a few getting in unvaccinated that can put the whole population at risk again.
Do you think the way they told the cheerleaders was they started out with this, guys, we got something we need y'all to know. Give me an M! M! Give me a U! Yeah! Give me an M! M! Give me a P! P! Give me an S! S! What do you got? Mom! What do you got? Mom! Exactly.
Oh, my gosh.
So good. On fire today.
And look, after it's over, when you say, what have you got, Mom? Say, exactly.
Exactly.
And that's our point. Every one of you do.
That means
All
somebody.
right,
had
I've
the
got
mumps.
mumps. What happens? I've got mumps. What happens? What happens to you if you got mumps now? Well, I mean, if you get it now, what's a big deal?
We got mumps. Yes, we do.
We got mumps. How about you?
Oh, that's good.
Hey, we got more. We got more. Ours
Rick.
has gone south.
All right, so the signs and symptoms that develop usually appear about 2 to 3 weeks after exposure. You're going to have swollen, painful salivary glands, as we just talked about.
Am I in trouble?
So y'all
Did you say salivary?
Hey,
I said salivary glands.
y'all laugh.
Salivary
Y'all
glands.
laugh at me.
I
You
said
cannot let that go by.
Saliva glands.
Salivary.
No, the way
Salivary.
He's got an eye. Oh,
Salivary.
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 in an adult, the infection is incurable and can lead to devastating health concerns.
Told you.
Sufferers have lost hearing, become infertile, and had swollen brains from it.
The fertile part's what I was telling you about.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
buddy.
that's
You
what
didn't
you
quite
were
say it like
You said
that.
syrup bucket, but I know what you mean now.
Typical symptoms include
have it.
puffy cheeks, swollen glands, headaches, fever, chills, fatigue, muscle aches, and a lack of appetite.
Is it like everything else? You get
I guess I'm okay at this point.
a lot of this
you're
stuff.
good, buddy.
Is it like everything else? You get this. I don't know. You got the puffy cheek. Yeah, but the
Sufferers have described feeling pain in their stomach, neck, pelvis, and
yeah,
lower regions.
yeah. So we're on Greg again.
Yeah, if they vaccinated an entire country against it, it's worse than the flu.
That's a good point.
Wow. They wouldn't have done that.
Mic drop.
Yeah, drop that mic. We'll be back.
Rick and Bubba.
All right, so we talked about mumps.
Yeah.
Everybody mump.
You know what we've decided, Rick? Mumps not good. We don't.
No.
Mumps not good. Well, former intern Coco has had the mumps as an adult.
That explains a lot.
Coco, tell us. So you had the mumps?
I did about this time last year.
Oh my
Now,
gosh!
where did you get it from? Do you know?
Well, I had this is definitely first world problems, but I'd been skiing and was coming back on the airplane, and the doctor said that what happens sometimes is when you go skiing, you can get dehydrated in the altitude, and it causes your saliva to back up your glands,
See, Speedy?
and you can get a bacteria infection behind it that can lead to the mumps.
Goodness gracious.
What? Say that one more time.
Golly, I've got the mumps.
You can get, like, if your saliva glands, if you're not drinking enough water or the altitude or just traveling in general, your saliva glands, when they can get really sticky and they will back up, and you can get bacteria behind your glands, and that can lead to the mumps.
I'm
My
texting.
saliva glands do not get backed up, Rick.
I'm texting our doctor, Bub. I think I have the mumps.
They work very well.
Hey, Coco, they warn you about that. Take it easy. They may drop.
Yeah, no. The doctor was actually shocked. He said I was the first case in Alabama under the age of 30 he had seen in years.
Now, you were vaccinated for it, right?
Yeah, I had the what is it, the
MMR.
I can't remember what
MMR.
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But they were only like, I was an 80s baby, and so they said that back then they were only 90% effective, and the lifespan of them was about 30 years. And so I got it as I was turning 30, basically. And the doctor just said, you must have had one of the ones that was only 90% effective. It hit the lifespan of it, and so I got it.
But
Lucky
Coco,
10%er right here.
Coco, what were your symptoms? I mean, when you got sick, what happened?
We're all going to think we have it.
I know.
Well, so I was just laying down, and I felt like I was just kind of hot, but I went and took a nap. And when I woke up, immediately swollen glands, was looking in the mirror going, whoa, like I had a wedding to go to, and my dad, I told him, I said, Dad, I'm feeling all right, but my face, I look like Quasimodo right now.
So major swelling?
Major swelling. And don't get on Google. I thought I had lymph node cancer. I was just concerned. This is it.
So did you go to the wedding like that?
Did you like chipmunk?
No. It was so bad. I would have stolen the show. It was awful.
Did you look like a chipmunk?
Yeah, you know that part in Tommy Boy when they go, does this suit make me look fat? And he says, no, your face does.
Yes. That's good.
So what, you ran a fever? What
Look,
else?
is that you? We're looking at a picture of you. Is that you with mumps? Or is that?
Yes.
Is that I got a mumps face?
Yeah, look
My
at
gosh,
that.
Bubba, you may have mumps.
Wait a minute, I started to say that looks like me every day.
Yeah.
I've had
for
mumps
weeks.
for 40 years.
Make you want to mump.
I just went around for a while screaming, hey, you guys.
Oh, that's terrible.
Okay.
That's awful. All right, so let's talk
So
about
how long did it take
Let's talk
you to get
about
over it?
recovery. Let's
Yeah,
talk
how
about
long-
recovery.
I was in bed for 10 days, and then I actually rushed it back. I went back. I had a basketball game and went and played and had a immune system collapse and was in the hospital for about another 3 or 4 days with 104 fever. And so don't rush it back. That's definitely my advice, is to take your time, do what the doctor says, stay on your back for a while.
Bubba, you've got bumps.
Bubba, how many people did you expose at the basketball game?
Nobody that I know of, but there might be some that I don't.
Well, and now you're talking
So
about
did-
Tommy Lee.
Any other problems?
Other than that 104 fever and hallucinating, but some people pay for that.
What about Greg's concern? Did it get that far along?
No, it can go. That it can happen. The doctor, definitely mentioned that, but
You don't want that, buddy.
I'll keep those the way they are.
Okay.
And so
We're glad you're okay now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another reason to stay hydrated, I guess.
Yeah, drink your water.
Bubba, that's dehydrating you. You need water, Bubba.
Yeah.
You don't need
Bubba,
carbonated
Drink. He also
that
thinks
that doesn't
M&Ms
count.
are healthy.
That doesn't
That
sound-
helps. That helps
So-
in
They
hot
said
grease.
Ketchup. They said ketchup is one of the worst things you can do.
Coco, you're so funny.
So, Coco, what you're saying is
You little comedian, you.
mumps as an adult is a thumbs down.
Yeah, it's not good. You definitely want to get it when you're younger if you have to get it.
So we're talking 2 weeks recovery. How long were you in the hospital?
Oh yeah.
How long in the hospital?
I was in the hospital. Well, they released me that night with the mumps because they're like, there's nothing really you can do for this. You just got to ride it out. They gave me antibiotics and things like that. Yeah. But then when I went back, when my immune system collapsed, I was in the hospital, for 3 days, on IVs, getting fluids and stuff like that, just because I was running a high fever, and it was, it was just a issue they wanted to keep monitoring me and make sure it hadn't spread. Or
I got you. Okay, so you just got to ride it out. But it's not. Could it be deadly?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, in my case, I didn't seem to think it was, and if they thought it was, they didn't convey that to me. They seemed to think I was fine. I think the biggest part was that I was not healthy, like I said, and thought I was after the 10 days, and resumed my normal activity, and I should not have done that.
I got you.
Yeah, thought your back came back too soon.
Coco, we're glad you're okay, though, now.
All right. Thanks, Coco.
I appreciate it, guys.
Hi, buddy.
Have a good one.
See you, Alvin. All right. So, all right.
Wow, look at that neck.
David.
Good gracious.
It's like he's
guys.
rutting.
Hey, you know what? How bad does it feel if Bubba and I could get our face that skinny? We'd be happy.
Yeah, I started to say I'd love to look like I had the mumps.